What's going on, everybody? This is Tariq. I'm a personal trainer with a degree in exercise science from Jacksonville University. I've been working here in Dubai for the past 15 years or so, and I'm trying to become more regular with putting out content and communicating with you. Also sharing my own ideas so that I can look back on this and see my own growth as I go through changes in my career and changes in my life. And as I mentioned in my last video, I'm having a big career change. I'm leaving the gym that I've been working at for a few years, and during that time I was spending time thinking about and appreciating how so many of my clients have stayed with me for quite a long time. And then that led me to the point where I'm wondering why, trying to understand what is it that people are willing and happy to continue training with me. Why? I was trying to think maybe it's my style of training, but as unique, I do think my training style is special. It's definitely sculpted from many years of unique experience working with athletes. So I do think that that is something that people like. It's catered to match well with a certain type of person, and the people who like that tend to love it and really want to continue with it. It's not for everybody, but I don't think that's the reason. I don't think that's the main reason. And then I was wondering, maybe it's the facilities that I work at, because I've been very lucky to work in only the best gyms here in Dubai, but then again, Dubai has no shortage of really great places to train, so that can't be the key. So I was thinking, and I'm still trying to think. I'm not sure if this is even correct, but trying to think, okay, what else could it be? And then I thought maybe it's my style, in terms of my style as a trainer. Then how would I characterize my style as a trainer? I think one thing that is common in terms of how people describe me is that I'm confident. And that confidence doesn't portray itself in every scenario. You put me in certain social settings, I'm not very confident. Actually, I'm quite shy and reserved, and I want to be by myself. You get me to try to talk about certain topics, I'm not confident in them, so I'd rather just listen. But when it comes to this field, I'm extremely confident in it. Like, my confidence is through the roof. I've been doing it so long. I've been working in so many different environments and situations that I feel like I've seen it all in a way. And so I feel prepared. I feel extremely prepared. And when I'm working in the gym or when I'm working in a studio, I feel like I can truly own the space. The space never owns me. If you see, people who follow fashion or whatever, you see someone who's wearing a nice dress or a nice suit, one thing they say is that dress is owning that person. They're not owning that dress, or they're not owning that suit. And I get that, because I've seen other really good trainers become kind of overwhelmed and let the client or the facility or the situation kind of consume them and overwhelm them and become overpowering. But honestly, I don't think that ever happens to me anymore. I feel like I can truly own the space that I'm in, because again, I've heard it all, I've seen it all, I've done and been through so much that I'm so settled and aware of what's going on. It's like a musician. I was taking guitar lessons, and my instructor, she could hear if my finger is off by 1 millimeter. She can hear it without even looking at me. She can hear it. It's that level of professionalism that I'm kind of talking about. She can do that because she's been doing this, and it's been her life for 25 years. I've been a personal trainer for about 20 years. I can notice details without having to consciously focus on details. I'm able to be aware of the scenario. I'm able to run a group class and be aware of everyone in that class without taking away concentration from somebody else. I'm able to process information so quickly that I'm also able to communicate and showcase a personality and keep things fun and control this and manage that. And I'm able to multitask, like truly multitask, in a way where I think people feel that confidence coming through. And again, what is confidence? If I think that is what people are drawn to about me, what is it? What is it exactly? That's tough to define, but it's easy to say what it isn't. Being confident definitely isn't knowing it all. I feel like I know less than I ever know. I feel like, I think I made another video about this where I mentioned that the more and more I learn, the more I feel like I don't know. The more I feel like there's left to learn. So I definitely don't think that I'm a know-it-all, or that I do know it all, or that confidence is related to knowing it all. And I don't think that I'm the best. Confidence certainly isn't thinking that you're the best. I think that's more ego. I think that's being cocky. I think that's even being naive. I'm not the best. But I am confident enough to go out to people who have different specialities than me, who have different experiences than me, who have something that they can teach me. I'm confident enough to reach out and try to learn, and I continue to try to learn and focus on learning. Whereas I feel like somebody who's less confident will feel embarrassed to reach out, will feel embarrassed to admit that they don't know something. You know, I'm pretty open when clients ask me questions. I'm pretty open when I tell them whether or not something is my specialty or not, whether they should reach out to somebody else for a special treatment or with a certain question. And I'm very confident in what I do know. I'm confident that I know enough to provide real value to my client. And if there's something outside of that, well, look, I will try to learn. I will work on learning. And in the meantime, I'm happy also to recommend my clients reach out to somebody else. And I even have a network of people who are able to support in those certain situations. And then I think, okay, where does this confidence come from? Like, why am I talking about confidence so much? Is it just because I've been doing this a long time, or is there something else to it? And I will definitely make a bigger or another video about this, because I do think that this is something that is so vital to understanding me as a trainer. It's something that I really want to communicate, not only to my clients, but also to other trainers who, whether you're new in the business or you're trying to become a better trainer. The idea, or the part of your career where you find a mentor, like a real mentor, and you latch onto that mentor and you absorb everything you can from that person, is so crucial to my development. And if I think about my two main mentors in my life, first of all, yeah, you'll see me sweating and wiping off sweat. It's because it's like 200 degrees out here. But I do anything to make you guys have the nice green and natural lighting. My two main mentors in my life were a 70-year-old woman and a 5'10", 160-pound soaking wet guy. And neither one of these are the most physically intimidating or, impressive physical specimens, but their personality was so fucking big. Their character could, like I said, own any place that they're in. When I mentioned the 70-year-old woman, I'm referring to a lady named Buffy, who's the reason I chose the college I went to. She's the reason I chose really the field I got into. This woman was well known and respected, not just, throughout the university, not just throughout the city, but really throughout the entire state. People know about this woman because people respected her ability to communicate. People respected her knowledge, and people respected how much she cared about what she was teaching. And she was always herself. She was unabashedly herself. And so that was my first mentor in my career. And like I said, I will make another video where I talk more about her, because I think she deserved anything I can do to give thanks to her. And then my second mentor is a guy named Chewy. Like I said, 5'10", 160 pounds, soaking wet. Always walking around with a cup. Maybe it had coffee in it. Maybe it had energy, Red Bull. Maybe it had something else. I don't know. But when we were working together, we worked in a gigantic facility. I don't know, but this place must have been 60, 70,000 square foot. We were working with professional athletes, 6'4", 6'5", 300 plus pounders, multimillionaires, and this guy Chewy owned that room. His voice carried everywhere. His voice carried weight. Everyone wanted to listen to him. Why? Again, because he never felt like he had something to prove. He was always there to help. He was always there to share. And he was always there to make you enjoy your time around him. So again, my main mentors, Buffy and Chewy, I think that the way they trained people, the way they communicated to people, the way they carried themselves, they shaped me so much throughout, my time with them. But those lessons carried with me throughout my life until now. And so I think that's also why, my training style, and when I say that, I mean my style as a trainer is not related to, the push-ups and the pull-ups. It's related to my character, my personality, the way I talk. I'm so focused on becoming the best communicator, the best entertainer, the best listener. I'm trying to become so great at these other elements that these other people that I looked up to had. And I think that is what leads me to being confident, because the people I'm comparing myself to, in a way, are not the guy who may be stronger than me, the guy who may be more attractive than me, because that's everybody. The guy who has more money than me, because screw it, money is what? Not something I'm caring too much about. The people I'm comparing myself to are the people who people love to be around, the people who could build communities that could unify people. That's what I look up to. That's what I'm striving for. And I think I'm doing a better job every year. And I look forward to becoming better and better. And there's so much more room to grow. But again, that's how I came to this thought, again, is it started through my appreciation with people staying with me for a while, then trying to understand why they're staying with me. And I do believe that that is at least a factor that I've become more and more aware of. So again, the sweat is getting into my eye. I'm done for now. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Until next time, take care.